and
Right.
gentlemen, my name is Mike Lopez from Boulevard Connect. I want to say thank you very much for joining us. This is the only app out there dedicated to cars, culture, and community. And speaking of community, man, we got Johnny from Chicano Hollywood on with us today. What's up, Johnny? How you doing, man?
What is up, brother? I'm excited, bro. When you hit me up about this, I'm like, oh heck yeah, I'll hang out with Mike anytime. So
There
yeah,
you
yeah.
go. There, I love. You know what, Johnny? You're one of these guys with just this positive energy and love for the community, and you feel it. Whenever I talk to you, whenever I hang out with you, you do have this positive energy, and you can feel that love that you have for the community. And I want to say thank you for that, man. I really
No,
do.
thank you. And it's legit. It's I just when you have something inside you where you know that us as a community, Chicano slash Latino, however you want to phrase it, that the future's ours, the future's brown. Nothing's going to change that. I know that that sense of mission I have to really help our our cultura change some dynamics and grow. So because of that, it just comes out of me like everybody I look at that's in our community. I'm like, hey, how can I help you be successful?
There you
Because
go. There you go. And
success
and
is
that
waiting for us.
And that's how you do, man. You're one of these guys that turns around behind you and says, "Hey, man, here's my hand. Let's go. Come on." And unfortunately, there are people that don't do that. They're looking at the ladder above them and trying to climb, and they don't give a shit, who's behind
Who
them,
they're stepping on, yeah, who they're
Yeah.
stepping on. And I say this like at every event, like the days are over when Latinos step on each other to get to the next level. Now we have to lock arms and do it together. If that
100%.
Yeah. If that one value can just get into everybody, then
Absolutely.
the force that we have will be freaking amazing. Not just
Absolutely.
economically and numbers and all that stuff, especially us in the entertainment industry. We need it now more than ever.
More than ever. And you know what? And that's what I love about what you've done in the past because ever since I've known you, Johnny, I remember you're one of the first people I met involving in getting myself involved in this community when I came out with the product Cholo and Ololo. I met you at an event. I was like, oh, that's Johnny from Chicano Hollywood, and ever since then, I have seen everything you've done. You've come out with conferences, you've come out with networking events, the Elevate, which was one of my favorite events in
Yeah.
LA that you put together. Honestly, that event helped me get to know a lot of other people that I'm working with today
Nice.
because of that event.
I love that. That's probably I hear a lot of that type of story where people meet their film family, they do projects together, they're producing. And that when I hear that, that's like the number one reward because that's what we did. Is just and I knew because I've been in the industry prior to all that, I'm in it now 18 years. So prior to all that, I've been like 13 years in. And I was like, knowing that whenever you see another Chicano, another Latino, you're kind of like, oh, hey, all excited, right? And there was a reason we were just, we are fragmented. We were all kind of poking here and there, but I knew we had to get together. We
We had
had to
to.
do something. That's where we'll find strength. And it worked. I love it because stories like yours.
Yeah. And you know what? And this is what I want to ask you. I mean, there's always, I've been in the industry since 1999 and I got out in 2006 when my son was born and I got right back into it in 2019. But then I saw a lot of changes and people always ask me, Mike, I want to get into this. What do I do? And I have my advice. I want to hear from Johnny from Chicano Hollywood. What type of advice you give somebody who wants to enter this ever-changing entertainment business because it has changed dramatically since when I started to now. What would you say to somebody?
Well, I would think, and I get that same question a lot, right? If you want to go be in front of the camera, you want to be an actor. First thing I say is you better get in training. You
Hmm.
Google acting classes. You can get them on the cheap at your local community college. You can find private, teachers. We have people in our network like Charlie Boom, right? Chicano guy from San Diego, very, very instrumental in training like big names, Tom Cruise, Halle Berry. When Halle got her Oscar, it's because of the role that she did for what he trained her on, right? So
Yeah.
we have that high level. We have Cindy Luna, right? TV, CBS regular, and all this, different things that she's done. She's an amazing actress. We have Blanca. I was talking to her earlier, and Alex Blanca and Alex Alfaro. They're great, right? They're great teachers. They do a lot of theater teaching as well. So if you want to get in the industry, you want to get in front of the camera, get in training right away, find a local theater and they're out there. It's not that hard to find. It's going
Not
to
that
take
hard to find.
work. The worst thing you could do is text someone and say, "Hey, man, I want to get in and put me in." All of us just
Not
like
gonna
delete
happen.
that.
It's
Not going to
not gonna
happen.
happen.
Yeah, I need to see a resume.
Yeah,
I need to
absolutely.
see something. And people say, I don't have nothing. I said, go make something up then. You got a
Exactly. You
phone,
can. Absolutely.
get a freaking monologue and start doing that. So there's so much stuff on YouTube now that a real self-starter can get going. We have classes too, so they're all out there. If you want to be in front of the camera, if you want to get behind the camera, you got to skill yourself.
Hmm.
If you want to make a living or make some money in this business, you got to learn so you can earn. So depending on where you're going to find yourself, I'm not a camera guy at all. So I kill those things and I'm like, what the heck, not all that stuff. I don't know Jack, but
Like, where's the
my
record button?
yeah, dude, big time. My lane is producing, and that's because of my life experience as a project manager, as an entrepreneur. I've had a construction company. I've had I was a firefighter for 6 years. I was a pastor for 23 years, right? So all of that life experience basically funneled right into what's called a line producer. And so I found my lane. I was acting. I did a lot of background acting, which is another good tip for new actors. Get on central casting, do background acting. It doesn't pay that well, but you're learning. That's what you're there for.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So the but all the other stuff in front of a camera, I found my lane because of my life experience. Now some of the younger people still don't know, but they might have a passion, but they're running around with like a videographer with a camera in their hand, doing all this kind of stuff. So I think you just need to find your lane. I also love to write, and I've always been a storyteller since I was a little kid. I always read books, right? So because of that, I found that, oh, you know what? I do love to write. So when I learned the tools of how to write a script, I started writing scripts, right? But then
Yeah.
I learned the real lessons about screenwriting is if you as an unproduced writer try to write a big movie like Avengers and you're gonna think Hollywood's gonna come after you, it ain't gonna happen at
Not
all.
gonna
So
happen.
you gotta make a couple base hits. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I had a bunch of scripts, but my first base hit was when Jeff Reyes hit me up about horchata with oat milk.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it was right after COVID. He sent me a little, I think it was an email, and he said, "Hey, bro, can you flip this to a script?" But a bunch of notes that John and LB put together. And so I started the structure of it. And I never take credit for all of it, but I'm the guy that got it going. And then they put all the chile into it, right? I gave them a piece of carne and they turned the carne asada, right?
There
So,
you go.
but I told Jeff, I said, I will do this for free as long as you promise me you produce it. And he goes, I promise. So we got to produce. So now I'm what's called a produce writer, which it's a whole different ballgame now, right? So now I have people hitting me up about writing scripts for them. I just made a pitch to some group out of Texas, stories about a firefighter and so on. And so I've got other things that I've written. So that's the difference. So to me, anyone that wants to be a writer, get in, learn, get that
Yeah.
book, Save the Cat,
Oh,
right?
Save the Cat. Very
Save the
good.
Cat.
Every
Learn the
single
basics.
writer, that's the Bible, honestly, the Save the
Yeah,
Cat. And it's a
yeah.
very easy read. And you can find a lot of stuff on YouTube. There's actually a person on YouTube that breaks down certain movies and says, this is how it falls into the Save the
That's
Cat
great.
structure.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it
That's
gives you,
perfect.
yeah, it gives you a great example of what a script should sound like or be like or formatted like. So I think,
Yeah.
and on Google Drive, you can find something called YOU Me Script, and it's free, and it's a screenplay format, and it's
Oh
free.
wow,
Yeah,
free.
so
Oh, that's great.
yeah,
Yeah.
so you could
So
use
that's
that.
that's all. Formatting is a big thing for
Yeah,
writers. If you don't know how to format, then just stop creating stories, learn how to format. Because
yeah,
if when I get scripts and immediately, and I hate to do this because I didn't like when they did it to me, but when I get a script and I immediately see bad formatting, typos
yeah,
and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, amateur, and I don't do. I write back and say sorry, go, and I give them help. Do
yeah.
this, and this, and then come back to me. But
There you go.
that's stuff that writers have to learn. Directors, we need more directors. There's
Absolutely.
great groups out there like Chicano Directors Initiative and a few others that are teaching directors. But I direct commercials, some public service announcements, stuff like that. But I haven't done my full feature or anything like that or a pilot. So that's something I still need to learn. But there are people that are passionate about that, and there is a skill. It's not that easy, and you're following that story from the beginning all the way to deliverables. So
Absolutely.
that's another thing. I would, if you want to get into that, I would take a lot of higher level classes so that you can really learn all the tools and the mastery of storytelling.
You know,
So
there,
they're out there. To me, it's like if you want to earn, you got to learn. So jump
you,
in class somewhere.
we're about to get into talking about the Chicano Film Festival. It's the second time. It's going down in Pomona, California in a couple weeks, I believe. And we're
Yeah,
going to talk
next
about that
weekend.
in yeah,
Yeah.
we're going to talk about that in a second. And but the one thing I do want to add on top of what you just said is when people ask me for advice, I always tell them one, yes, you got to learn. I always tell them I go to Playhouse West in North Hollywood. It's one of the best schools in LA and cheap as hell. But two, I always tell them you need to go hang out with other people who are doing what you want to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're going to learn from them, add value. Bring what do you bring to the table? I mean, you may be new, but you may bring something to the table as well. You may have a location, you may to where you could shoot something. You may have
Yeah.
an idea, but
Yeah.
always go hang out with your people. If you're not hanging around with your people, and that was my big mistake when I first moved to LA. I had friends, but they weren't. I was the only one that was in my category of entertainment. So that was a major mistake on my part. I should have been hanging around other people doing what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
I always say you got to go find your people, and it's easy to do
No,
that. Yeah,
that's great. Yeah. And I tell people too that if you're not ready to invest in yourself, then you're not
absolutely.
ready.
Yeah, absolutely. And,
Yeah.
and you have to. I always say that you have to find a school and stick with it because I always said I was a acting school slut because I was jumping from one to another to another to another. So I never
Yeah.
really found a foundation. And very early on in my career, I was chasing the dream instead of chasing the craft.
Oh,
And
big difference.
yeah, big
Way big
difference.
difference.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
never really created that foundation. And I think that's what really held me back very early on. Now it's a different story. Not only do I been going to one school for years, I have a lot more life experiences to be able to relate to.
And then you make great connections there too.
Absolutely.
You never know that
Absolutely.
you might be learning with the future Brad Pitt,
Absolutely. Yes.
and so there to
100%
me,
right.
lock in and build some long-term relationships.
Yeah, 100% right. Okay. So let's talk about the film festivals because that's coming up. Pomona,
Yes,
California. When's the date?
that is July 29th through August 2nd. So 1 week from today, we are
Okay,
gonna.
and if you're watching this a week later, trust me, it's coming up, guys. So
Yeah,
make
yeah,
sure,
yeah. July
talk to
29th.
me. Talk to me
Yeah,
about
yeah.
the film festival. What can we expect?
So it's going to be exciting. All the details are coming together right now, right? We're gonna, we have like over 143 submissions that got accepted. We had over like 250 that got sent in,
Wow.
and we had to cut it down, or else I'm there like for a freaking month, right? So I told my team I don't get involved in choosing because I'll
Yeah,
pick any,
yeah.
I'll say yes to everything, but the team cut it down to about 143 and it'd be short films, documentaries, and pilots, verticals. So all that will be happening throughout the day, and then training. I'm big on training, so we got
Absolutely.
how to direct with King Castillo and Patrick Perez. They're taking two separate classes. How to distribute, how to write for TV with David Aguilar, how to distribute with Selena Ringal. Personal finance, that's a big thing, especially now. So we have Kaden Phoenix coming to teach about how to, as a filmmaker, how to manage your money, so you're in it for the long game. Because there's a lot of people quitting right now and they're
Yeah,
changing careers because it's a hard
yeah.
thing. So I'm like, we can't do that. We gotta, we might have to have gig work, drive Uber, whatever. So she's going to teach about that, right? And we have other great stunt classes. I'm excited about this one. So people want to learn how to do stunt work. Gio Perez and Joe Chacon will be teaching that, and there's a few others that are going to be good. So another great panel we're going to have is the making of Rico's Tacos, which is a branded vertical that I produced, and it did really well. I did that with Bria Media, and they came to me with the project saying, can we produce this over there, and we partnered up together, and Manuel Ruiz led that, and it did. I mean, it went all the way to Lions Cans, and it was on the Today Show. Uh,
Nice.
Part of our group was, part of our network is Momo Rodriguez and Maribel Chavez, and their faces were all over the world basically. So it came out really good. So
That's
now
amazing.
I'm like, I want to teach our people how to do that. Now,
Yeah.
the brands behind that was like Procter and Gamble and Albertsons, Vicks. Who else we do? Bounty, Head and Shoulders. Those are hard to get to that point. It's really, really difficult. And I don't take any credit because Manny's the one that had those relationships, right? They just brought me the work. But when I see it and I learn it, I'm like, okay, how do our gente do the same thing? They might do it at a less budget, but they can go to local companies and do something very similar
Yeah.
and learn how to work with the brands, right? How to work with small business. So we're going to do a panel on that so that our people can learn, and we'll have we'll have a spokesperson from Procter and Gamble, and then of course Bria Media and Mini Vela will be there. So that one I'm excited about, because we want to teach them. We have another panel with a new company called Pureflix Familia. It's a new app that's coming out. Then they're going to do more family, faith-based type of content, and they're going to be there, and they want to hear pitches, they want to hear ideas, they want to hear, like, how, because they want to start, build. So that's a long-term relationship we're going to develop with them as a production vendor for them, as well
Okay.
as some creative ideas. So, and they want to launch with us. When they heard about us, they're like, we want to be a part of that and start connecting with the Latino community. So that's good. At night, I'm excited. We're opening up with Boulevard Nights, Danny de la Paz, right? I wanted to open up with the throwback like that one because, one, I love Danny. He's a good friend, right? And it's important to me that we have a culture of honor within our community. Right now, you can see all the haters on social media, right? Someone does something good, all the haters, So no matter what, they
Yeah,
just all
man.
these haters. And I'm like, right now, it's a fragmented, community in one sense because you have that element. So I'm just, how can I reverse that? So I'm part of my mission is going to be like, well, let me get these pioneers that have faced the racism, they faced the discrimination in Hollywood, they've auditioned for stuff that they were, all those battles that these, pioneers had. So I'm like, let's show Boulevard Nights and let's honor them, and then I'll
Yeah.
do the same with some of the other iconic movies, right? So we want to honor Danny, we want to give him a legacy award, we want to do all that stuff to let him know that the crap that he went through, the result is all these people in front of him, which will have a packed house, that are going to see like they're all part of his legacy. So I'm
Yeah.
excited about that. We'll
Good.
have logos there. We'll have the whole thing. It's gonna be cool. The next night, check this out. We got a submission called Mad Women's Game. Right, it's a
Okay.
documentary about playing chess. Right,
Okay.
so it's like, okay, that's not one of our biggest things in our community, but let's check it out, right? So they submitted, and then when I didn't like, I don't pick, but when Francisco, he's part of the team that curates all this stuff, and that he's our film festival director. He hit me up and he says, "Hey, we accepted this one. You should check out who exec produced it." So I did, and I looked at it like it was Keanu Reeves, right?
Oh,
And I'm
what?
like, yeah, I'm a Keanu Reeves. So then I hit her up. Her name's Bianca. She's from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Very proud Chicano, right? Um, I said, hey, how was Keanu involved in your project? And she said, well, I met him, blah, blah, blah. And then she tells the story, and then how she said, I asked him if he would, be a part of my project and exec produce it. And he's like, I'm down with it. And he totally supported this Chicano filmmaker, right? So I'm like, hey, if you can get him to come to our event, we will do a night screening of yours and do a West Coast premiere. And so she was, let me ask him, right? And then immediately responded back. He said yes, and he'd be honored. And whatever we want him to do, he's down to do, right? Told
So
no,
Keanu Reeves is showing up to the Chicano Film Festival in
he's
Pomona,
pulling
California.
up. He's gonna walk the red carpet. Then they're gonna play a game of chess, right? So they're gonna play a game of chess, and then we'll do a quick panel, and then we'll see the documentary. So
Dude,
he's totally down, right? Yeah.
Neo
Neo's
is gonna
coming.
be the one is
John
gonna
Wick, bro.
be
I know him as John Wick, bro. So he's
yeah, or
John
John Wick
Wick. Yeah.
or Vaya con Dios. There,
Yeah. All of those, dude. So
Johnny
he's gonna come.
Utah.
Yeah, and that awesome, man. So I have a lowrider on reserve right now to pick him up and bring him in and stuff like that. So we're gonna bring him in style,
That's dude,
so
congratulations on that
yeah,
because that right there is and you know what? Keanu Reeves is that type of guy that would do something like this, you know?
of of all the A-list actors in Hollywood, I am so happy he's the first one, quote unquote, to he's like the best out there.
Yeah,
He is,
because he's the
he
type
is
of
gonna do it.
guy, he rides the BART by himself.
Yeah.
He's the type of guy who's like, hey man, you want to come to the thing? He's like, Yeah, why
Yep.
not? You know, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I mean, just totally down. And it worked out because he's traveling with his band right now. And
Uh-huh.
he goes, I got that one day off. So here he's on tour and he's gonna give us his day off. I'm like,
There
what a
you
freaking
go.
great man to do that, you know. So we're really excited about that. And of course, you know, we want to honor him as well and so on. And but that's like a highlight for us. The
That's
next
amazing.
Friday, we have Angelino, which is a film by Jay Diaz, great local independent filmmaker, and it's really, really good story. Has some of our local actors in it, like Karina and a bunch of others. So it's really it's like one of us, you know.
Yeah.
Right after that is Splash City, and that's from Lionsgate.
Okay.
And so Lionsgate's gonna they're sponsoring that one, and they're going to we have all our guys are in it, right? It's not necessarily a Chicano story, but it was produced by Chicanos, which I love that. You know, it's
Yeah.
the Four Ways Entertainment guys, Davey, Alex, John, who else? Bernice, right? They're the ones that went up to Oakland and they produced this thing. They wrote it, they directed it, they produced it, they casted it, they did everything. Luna casted it. So they did everything. So they're all part of our group, right? All part of our network and so on. So I really wanted to get that one there just to show them off because they did 100% of the work, right? So that will be on Friday night as well. And then
Dude.
Saturday, I'm excited about this, is that we got an amazing documentary called Grit. It's produced by Yadi Rivera and has her husband in it, Emilio Rivera. So he's narrating, he's in it, and it's about a homie of theirs that well, they're all from like Frogtown, right? All from the Barrio Life.
Yeah.
And he came out and became a firefighter, and he got in a really bad accident on a call, lost his arm, right? So, you know, like I was a firefighter for 6 years, and if I lost my arm, like, well, I'm done,
You're
right?
done.
So
Yeah,
he
exactly.
lost his arm and he kept fighting, and he did so well. He, you know, did all the testing again. He got back in the fire department, became
Wow.
captain, and then he became chief, you know, of Tulare, California. So that kind of grit is
Yeah.
intense, and that's what the movie. It's a documentary about. It's called Grit. So that's going to be an amazing closing night, and then we have the next night will be our awards. We don't have any screenings, but we'll have our awards. We're going to be graduating or certifying 36 of our Chicano Hollywood Academy students that learn how to produce and how to write micro budgets and how to write verticals. So we're going to give out a bunch of certificates, give out a bunch of awards. And then it's our 5 year anniversary. So we're going to have a little birthday party for Chicano Hollywood, you know, and then we'll
There
close
you
out the night.
go, man. You know what? Congrats. Like I said, man, Johnny, like I said, you're one of these guys in the community that's really doing playing a big role in people and helping people with their careers and stuff like that. And you're really down for it with the community, and you can tell, you can hear it in your voice, your passion for it. So I really do appreciate it. And like I said, when every time I bump into you, like I bumped into you at the NoHo
I
Studios,
know. Oh, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, of course Johnny's here.
I
You know
know.
what I'm saying?
I know. There's Mike. Hey, Mike.
Hey,
Uh,
hey, Johnny, how you
and
doing?
I'm like this, bro. I hate networking, right? But I love it when it's us, right?
I mean, yeah.
So,
And you're
and
not
I know
just showing
Ben.
up for the open bar. You're
Yeah. Oh,
going.
yeah. Yeah. I just go. But when I saw you that one time, I'm like, oh, cool. Mike's here. I felt like, you know, when people are like, oh, there's someone I know, right? I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
cool. Mike's here. So that's how you are to me, brother. When I saw you, I felt,
I
oh, I'm
appreciate
like,
it,
all
man. I
right, good. I'm
appreciate it.
good. Mike's here. We're good, you know? So,
Well, Johnny, man, I want to say thank you for coming on, man. I really appreciate that. Johnny from Chicano Hollywood, like I said, the film festival is going down in Pomona, California. I think they can go to what's the website they can go to?
ChicanoHollywood.com. You'll see it right.
ChicanoHollywood.com, and they could buy tickets there as
They
well.
could get there. Yeah, they'll hit the link. Will take them to Eventbrite. But yeah,
And
definitely.
you can see the whole program of events, everything that's going on. And hey, is there going to be an after party? Is there going to be a DJ?
Every night. Every night. Well, I always have a mix. I got DJs lined up for the nighttime. We have Lolos. We'll have lowriders outside on the grass every day except for Thursday because we have to have food trucks in. Some
Nice. All
but
right,
yeah, but all the other nights, you know,
I want to end it
spend
with a really funny story, guys. Johnny had an event at a I forgot the place where you had Elevate. What was that? What was that event place called?
there's
In Hollywood, Elevate. The guy that was on Fantasy Island. I can't
yeah,
remember.
yeah, yeah, record the multiple theater. Yeah.
Yeah. So you had an event on the roof there, and I think it was for the Chicano Hollywood magazine
Magazine.
release party.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
night was over. DJ shut it down. You're like, guys, we gotta go. And I'm like on the dance floor, I'm having a good time. I'm like, no, come on, one more song. And you
One
looked
more
at me, he's
time.
like, you said, fine, one more song. What do you want? And like an idiot, I said, Suavemente. I was like,
Oh,
why
that's
did you
right.
say that?
That's
No, no.
that
That's
was
the
the
only
lyrics,
thing
bro.
that came to my head. You
Dude,
know,
I remember that night, bro. I'm like, oh, okay, let's end it with this night. Come on, Mike, get it going. So
and
yeah,
I was like, Suavemente. That is the word. Honestly, that is like the one token song at every wedding. When I walk in, they're like, "Oh,
every
there's a brown guy here. We're gonna play Suavemente."
we're gonna
And
play.
that pisses me off. So,
I know,
and
but
that's
when
the
it's us,
one song.
yeah, yeah. When it's us, it's okay, you know. And you know what I like about our events is it's intentionally. I'm not big on green rooms unless I have to, right?
Yeah,
If
yeah.
I have to because of the team and blah blah blah. But for the most part, I like to keep everybody on the level field. We're
Same
all, I
level.
don't
There
care if
you go.
you're brand new into the industry or you've been around 30 years. I want us all connecting like familia.
Yeah,
And
there you
that's
go.
the only way we grow. Having this hierarchy doesn't work for me at all.
Like you're
I've
Pan,
turned,
that's
yeah,
Dulce. Let's put them together.
that's it. That's it, bro. I've had people hit me up about coming with all these requirements, and I'm like, no, we're good. We're gonna pass on this. They get all freaked out. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. I'd
I'm
rather
like, you
have
get your
us
own
there.
green M&Ms.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I don't care. I'd just rather have us there because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
about us and we're gonna grow together. So yeah, that's how it is. But yeah, man, thank you for having me, brother. I'm
Johnny,
excited. Keep
thank
doing
you
it, bro.
so much. I will
No.
see you at the film festival, man. I will see
Por
you there.
favor. I'm gonna
Thank you
send you a
so much.
pass too. I'll send you a couple passes so you bring your son too.
All right. Thank you
Your
so much,
cousin.
man. Everybody, Johnny from Chicano Hollywood. Go to Chicano Hollywood. Find him on Instagram. Go to the website. Get your tickets for the film festival. It's going to be a good time. I guarantee it because trust me, I've gone to a lot of his events and it's always a good time. And you will find your people. Find your people. All right.
You'll
There's
find your
no
people.
excuse anymore. Thank you so much. My name is Mike from Boulevard Connect, your only app dedicated to cars, culture, and community. And we will see you at the Chicano Hollywood Film Festival.
See you there. All right. Thank you, brother. Take care.